Some breaking news right now out of the NBC Action newsroom. One person is dead in a building that collapsed at 33rd and 4th. This is reportedly an apartment building, a commercial building, we know for sure. Chris Hernandez got to the scene. He's been following it for us, and he's live. Chris, set the scene for us. Behind you, is it that apartment building or the one right next to it?
Well, let me clear up something for you right now, Curtis. This is an old building made of bricks, and it just is a mess right now. It collapsed down onto the scene. You can see over there a larger, newer building. That is not the building that collapsed. From this angle, they have moved us back far enough that you can't see the building that collapsed. It is an older building that used to have apartments in it, but they're telling me no longer has apartments, although one person was apparently living inside, perhaps in a vehicle. And they do not think that that person is the fatality, though. They are still checking to see if other people are inside, but they have not yet started any sort of interior search because they are very concerned about the structure being so unstable and so old that it could harm people who went inside to look around. So they brought in a technical rescue team. They are getting out the infrared cameras and some wanding devices to try to search to see if any people are inside. They want to be very, very careful with this so that no one else gets hurt. There are also conflicting reports about whether the fatality is a person who was actually inside the building at the time or if it was someone who just happened to be passing by at the time. Again, we were up close a little bit earlier. They have expanded what they're now calling a crime scene twice so that our view is not quite so good anymore, but there are many, many vehicles here on the scene from the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department and Fire Department. And again, they are being very careful before they approach any sort of entry into that building because it is so unstable. I was close enough a few minutes ago to get a look at the building, and I can tell you that it's simply a very old structure. I'm guessing built at least in the 40s, possibly earlier. Stone and brick and old wood, some tin roofing materials, and in the street, in sort of an alleyway there are a lot of cinder blocks that were broken off the building and as a wall collapsed, a lot of older brick materials as well that are littering the streets. And so that building has come down. Now, there is a neighbor who had told us on the phone on the way over here that he had been very concerned about that building for quite some time. And I am now told that we have SkyTracker on the scene that is getting some pictures. So this description I've been giving you, hopefully you can see all the cinder blocks in that alley. That is an alleyway between Forest and Tracy, just north of 33rd Street. And again, you can see a newer building that is there. And then the next building to the north that has collapsed is a smaller, older structure. And that is the building that collapsed a little while ago. And again, one fatality confirmed at the scene. They've gotten reports that there might be more people inside, but they do not know for sure, and some conflicting information about that. So before they attempt any sort of interior entry, they're being very, very careful, and they're going to set up some technical rescue equipment. And again, they are calling this a crime scene now, but they say that is just to be very, very careful with this. Most of our information coming just in the last few minutes from Joe Vitale, spokesperson for the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department. So, Curtis, that is the scene right now. A lot of people obviously very concerned about this. It also appeared that there were some people who were worried about relatives who might have been here. They came running up to the scene. They are now talking with police officers here inside that taped-off area. So that's the situation as it stands right now.